Los Angeles, so many stars and bright lights. People from every walk of life, every neighborhood making a difference.
This is LA Stories.
His epic Cotton series, capturing the soul and dignity of the enslaved, hang in some of the most prestigious homes across the world. As do his geishas, with their depiction of global citizenry. And then there's his portraits of kings, world leaders, prima ballerinas, superstar musicians, and icons in business. Paintings his high-end collectors covet and commission. Quite a feat for a self-trained artist who's defied every convention and helped put the LA art scene on the map.
I hope that my paintings serve as sort of like an ushering of what true humanity is, I guess. I think it would help people to see people as people.
Wearing his signature kimono, surrounded by a spirited audience of his own making, LA artist Chaz Guest creates a sacred space to paint his masterpieces. In the small Mid-Wilshire studio he calls The Cave, his ritual begins, playing the inspiring music of Mahalia Jackson or Miles Davis to drown out the sound of sirens as he breathes life into every canvas.
Whatever I'm doing, I will breathe the spirit into it. That's my mission.
A mission that moves avid A-list collectors who say his paintings stir the soul and awaken a deep sense of humanity. Like this piece commissioned by Oprah Winfrey in honor of the late Maya Angelou.
And she wrote to me, she said, "Beautiful is too mild a word."
Or this portrait of Chief Justice Thurgood Marshall in the private collection of President Obama, along with a more personal portrait.
I feel like I'm joining a little teeny tiny bit in all of that history.
Even his social justice work, like this tribute to a young Trayvon Martin, a boy gunned down by a security guard, is painted with a deep sense of purpose.
And I wanted people to feel death of an innocent child fighting for his life. That really did some damage.
As did losing two of his own nephews to gun violence as a young man on the streets of Philadelphia where Chaz grew up, that surely informs much of his artistic activism.
Yeah, that's a hurtful one, you know, yeah.
Today, he paints with a purpose to empower and uplift, as seen here in his Bold Buffalo Warrior series, now on exhibit in LA at the Patrick Painter Gallery. Characters on canvas he created from his own graphic novel, also in development to become a movie.
It's our first superhero out of the cotton fields of America. How about that?
It's vital, he says, for children to see themselves in their heroes, and for children everywhere to be exposed to the arts. Through the Chaz Guest World Art Project, he teaches art to underserved kids around the globe.
My wish is to help, even if it's a smidgen of an inch. I want to feel like I've done something.
The powerful paintings and artistic activism of LA painter Chaz Guest. He is today's LA Story.
Welcome, everyone, to yet another edition of LA Stories. I'm Giselle Fernandez, and we are in the Mid-Wilshire district of Los Angeles in the private studio of prolific American painter, Mr. Chaz Guest. His masterpieces are known for capturing the universal essence of humanity, the dignity of all cultures, the universal citizen, and certainly always have a strong voice for social justice. And I'm excited to be with you. Thank you,
Giselle.
Chaz. My pleasure. Thank you.
Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here too in your gorgeous studio. I feel all the presence of all the paintings. It's almost like they're speaking to me. And you've actually said that you actually tap into the spirits of those you paint. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, generally when I started painting, I like to finish the eyes first so that they will look at me, and then I'll move down to the mouth and we actually start a conversation, not to sound like spooky or kooky, but then I get to like breathe life into what I'm doing. Not necessarily only people, but music or movement and dancing, whatever I'm doing, I will breathe the spirit into it. That's my mission.
So let's talk about really some of your prolific work, the Cotton series. Talk to me about its importance.
Right. I just felt it very important that this ability that I've been given, I need to give that to my culture in a big way and uplift our culture as African Americans.
You captured the dignity of those who are enslaved. You don't like to call them slaves.
No, they're not, no. And I'll tell you why. Because if I called them a slave, you wouldn't have to deal with them as an enslaved person. You wouldn't have to deal with them. You would just constantly say the slave, and it would add a little bit of ease.
It somehow distances us from the humanity of that equal person.
I think what comes out of my paintings is that you will start to see yourself in there, no matter who you are. I mean, if you were Asian, white, Latin. In fact, early on, people of other nationalities were saying, that looks like my grandmother. And boy, when I heard that, what a gift. What I asked for it and the heavens granted me the fact to convey the human being, no matter the hue of their skin, inside of these enslaved people in these paintings.
Tell me about why you do that on an American flag.
So you have these people that were picking all of that cotton for all of those 300 years of making America wealthy. They had never had a voice, they never had a face. And I wanted to put them on. That flag has to be 100% cotton, and it has to be bought from the South. And there I honor these people that pick that cotton on our American flag.
Are you most proud of the Cotton series?
I think so.
You also painted a beautiful portrait of our first Black president, Barack Obama. Tell me about that painting and what that meant for you.
I felt very, very honored. I feel a part of history. I feel like I'm joining a little eeny tiny bit in all of that history. Now, the painting that made it into the White House was actually a painting of the great
Chief Justice Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, yes. Barack just fell in love with it. And we worked it out from the museum. It was on loan in the White House from the DuSable Museum in Chicago. And then after his 8 years, he then acquired the painting.
Are you surprised how far you've come without the establishment behind you?
I'm not surprised because I'm focused. And I mix a lot of paint.
When we come back, LA artist Chaz Guest paints with a purpose and uses art as activism to empower and uplift. We are back with LA painter Chaz Guest, a self-taught artist whose soulful works are coveted by collectors, celebrities, and presidents, celebrated for using the power of his paintings to inspire social change, especially for a whole new generation of Black youth.
Talk to me about your painting of Trayvon Martin, this young, innocent boy with Skittles in his pocket wearing a hoodie who was killed by a security officer who had seen him as a threat.
Well, when I first learned of that horrible incident, I just imagined my son in the same position. They were the same age. And I just couldn't imagine. I was hurt. I was absolutely hurt. And I wanted people to feel death of an innocent child fighting for his life. fighting for his life. And the fact that that guy got off, I know law is law, but wow, that really did some damage.
What do you hope your paintings show the world in reference to the kind of racism, discrimination, and scrutiny that black men still face, our black boys still face in America today?
Well, I hope that my paintings serve as sort of like an ushering of what true humanity is, I guess. I think it would help people to see people as people.
You did lose two nephews to gun violence.
Yeah, that's a hurtful one.
So your life could have gone in a very different direction.
Yeah, that's a hurtful one. You know, yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah, they, wow, I didn't know I was going
It's okay.
to, wait, wow, I can't
It's
even
okay.
believe that hit me like that. Wow. I'm sorry, wait.
No, you take your time. A lot of feeling.
It was so sad because I watched these boys grow up.
These were your nephews?
Yes, my nephews. I watched them grow up, and especially Sean.
How old was he?
He was only 15.
He listened to a lot of rap music, and it was violent? Aww. You were very close to him, weren't you? Yeah.
He was brilliant. And I watched that goddamn music change his life, you see. I asked him, please don't sleep with that ear thing in your ear. They're ministering you to destroy your life.
You take issue with particularly black people using the N-word. You say when your own community says the N-word and references each other that way, it's particularly offensive. Why?
It's not only offensive, it is so bombastically and horrifically wrong. I love my culture, and so I had my grandmother who died at 103, my great-grandfather Jackson. They were called that word. They were called that word. They cannot see the destruction of that. I see the results. I see the destruction. It needs to stop. I'm going to do everything that I can to make that happen. I want people to realize themselves as the great people that they are.
Chaz, from your vantage point, as a painter, as an artistic activist, you see things getting better, or are you very concerned still?
It's a war. It will always be here. Good and evil lives here. And evil is much easier. It's so easy to be hateful and less. It's a lot of work to be beautiful and more.
When LA Stories comes back, the unusual rise of artist and activist Chaz Guest, who averted a life of drugs and violence to become one of LA's most exciting painters. We are back with painter Chaz Guest, who's defied every convention to rise to the top of the LA art scene, where on and off canvas, he's become a passionate voice for social justice.
So your life dramatically changed. You went from idyllic Niagara Falls to the inner city of Philadelphia, 7th of 9 kids, your mom's divorced, and you saw some pretty rough stuff in your hood.
Oh, yeah.
And managed not to be a part of it.
Yeah, and I remember grown-ups, men handing me drugs to sell when I moved to Philadelphia.
So you could make a lot of money by selling this.
I just wasn't interested. I don't think that was me talking. I think that is the very force saying that we have something planned for you. I got a paper route instead.
So you were working young, but you also got into college and you also got into gymnastics in a big way. And you were training for Junior Olympics?
Yes, I was. But get this, I started gymnastics at 15 and a half, going
That's
on
late.
16. Very late. You know, I taught myself gymnastics in 3 years to make the top team in the United States of America.
How'd you do?
I made the damn team. For all all the years. And I won 5th place in the whole Eastern Bloc. 5th place.
So when you left gymnastics, you went to New York and you decided to join Fashion Institute Technology in New York. Because you wanted to be a fashion designer?
Yeah, I thought I did because, see, when I was training as a gymnast, I didn't like going outside because it was dangerous in Philadelphia. So I taught myself stuff around the house. And I was just bored one day and I actually taught myself how to make pants just for fun. But then I wore those pants to school. And then the big homies, big tough guys, where'd you get those pants?
Did you start selling them?
$30 a piece. That was in 1978. I was loaded. So I paid for myself to go to college, to the FIT, the Fashion Institute of Technology. And there I lasted 9 months. It was the 80s. I met Andy Warhol, Basquiat, Julian Schnabel. I met all of these great artists because I was weird looking. I was in shape. And he photographed me. It was crazy. And so I went to Paris on a one-way ticket, not even thinking once how I was going to get back. So amazing. I helped a lady with her bag on Rue de Rivoli in Paris. She was a runway model. It was Katusha. And I was like, holy mackerel. And she kissed me on the cheek. She said, oh, Sherry, why don't you come to this party? We're having some champagne. I opened the door. There's Yves Saint Laurent. There's the guy that I visit his magazine that they shooed me out. He's standing there now that he sees me with these women. You're going to do the cover of the magazine. Be in my office tomorrow.
You've had a lucky star.
Always. And I was in his office and I did that magazine cover. Then they sent me to Christian Lacroix, you see? There I did a drawing for Christian Lacroix. When they printed it, they shrunk it down and cut the arm off. And I was almost in tears. It was Lacroix who said, I think you should be a painter.
When you eventually returned to the States, you've painted extemporaneously these jazz musicians. I've seen you on stage at a Stevie Wonder concert where you painted Stevie on stage from scratch, a blank canvas.
Right.
Is that how your painting started?
It was before that. I was invited to Japan to paint on stage with the great Kenny Garrett, saxophone player who played with Miles Davis. I'm standing there with paintbrushes going, I never thought the first mark. And they start playing, and you know what happened? There, I abandoned thinking when I paint, and the brush just took its own life. It was so on point that after the concert, a Japanese journalist came up and said to me, where did you learn how to master the art of sumie and calligraphy? I was like, really? What's sumie?
What is it?
It's Japanese drawing with brushes. I was like, oh my God, I can't even fake this, sir. I don't know.
Do you feel like you channel? Not just that Japanese art painting, but also, are you channeling when you're painting? Do you just get lost and let it take over?
Yes. Yes, I had to learn how to move out of my own way, yes.
Still to come, Chaz's new superhero series from the cotton fields, The Buffalo Warrior, and his mission to empower kids through the arts. Stay with us. We are back with LA painter Chaz Guest, his new superhero, and his world art project, all to empower kids in the inner city and all over the world.
There's a warrior, a buffalo warrior beside you, one of your latest creations. Talk to me about the significance of this superhero, why you created it, and its importance.
7 years ago, I was in the store with my youngest son, Sion, and he looked at me with those eyes, and he said, Dad, why don't you just create a superhero? And there was the flash. It was like, bang, and I saw myself through his eyes, you know?
So tell me just a little bit about him. This is a man who fought in the Civil War.
Yes, known as the Buffalo Soldiers. It's our first superhero out of the cotton fields of America. How about that? There's going to be a bunch of children that don't have to grow up like I did, not seeing such a superhero. And he's a good one.
Talk to me about the Chaz Guest World Art Project and what you do for young children throughout the world, not just here in LA, but across the world.
When I was invited to West Africa by the president at the time, I asked my driver to stop the car because I heard children laughing and carrying on. And we got sticks and we cleared some dirt and we started making figures in the sand, and they were just doing their thing. And a couple of the kids, their drawings reminded me of Picasso. And there it hit me. I said, I want to create something where kids in the inner city do portraits of themselves. And I wanted to do that all over the world.
How important is art to kids in the inner
It's
city?
everything. It's very important to get these kids going, because when you're able to depict yourself in such beautiful art, whether it's music, whether it's painting, start as a child and you're doing that, you're gonna grow up with a whole amazing found respect of yourself and of humanity.
And that's important to you to infuse in the next generation.
Important. It's important for me. By the time I leave this earth, I would love to see people move just a little smidgen. Just people. Not just black people, not just African American, not just black people, or people from the diaspora of Africa, people from the diaspora of Europe. We are more than what we're displaying right now. We really are. And my wish is to help, even if it's a smidgen of an inch. I want to feel like I've done something.
Chaz, thank you for sharing your beautiful story and being so open and candid. Your paintings are magnificent. They've always touched me deeply, and I wish you the best of success. Thank you for being a part of LA
Thank you,
Stories.
Giselle.
What an honor.
This is great.
Yeah, what
Right.
an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's it for another edition of LA Stories. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. I'm Giselle Fernandez. Thank you.
Wow, thank you.